Welcome. My name is Thomas Ledford, aka Taxman88. I'm here to have a conversation today in this video, sharing my journey, my experiences, the things I've learned on the way of life as it relates to being in the tax preparation and taxation industry. And so this conversation will be centered around that today. And so based on the things I've come to learn through real world experiences is what I've shared today inside this video session. And so when it comes to doing what I do, preparing individual income taxes for people who have tax preparation needs, is how I got started back in 1995 by taking a basic income tax course and discovering that I loved what I was doing. I discovered I love helping people with their tax preparation needs, and that's how I become to be in this industry by basically taking that income tax course back in '95. So I always wanted to have my own business when I was much younger, but I didn't know what that was going to be. I didn't know what it was going to look like, and I couldn't tell you what uh, it was going to be at all during that time. I just knew I didn't want to work for a living, and so I knew I had to find a way out. And so the way out was to start my own business. But like I say, being a young man, knowing I didn't want to work, but I want my own business, just living life and going through different things and coming across this industry through taking a basic tax preparation course is how I got here. And so through just going through life in general and trying to figure out what you want to do when you grow up and what you want to be, and just going through the whole journey of life is a learning experience by itself. So when it comes to me being in this awesome industry of tax preparation and taxation, uh, I'm just grateful that uh, this was something I had opportunity to get to learn and get to enjoy and have a passion for that allowed me to be my way out financially from always working jobs that I hated, always working entry level, backbreaking general labor jobs that I hated, and coming to understand that with me having no knowledge and no skills and no letters behind my name, that I would have to go out and figure out what I want to do that would allow me to A, make enough money to take care of me and the family, and B, hopefully be something I enjoy doing in the process. So I got the best of both worlds. I found something that I enjoy doing, and I get to make a living from it, and I get to help people in the process. So I got it going on when it comes to what I do for a living, and it's a career. Cause see, tax preparation and taxation is a career industry by itself, and if you don't understand that, then you're already lost. That's why so many people who work in this industry see it as a job, don't make any real significant income whatsoever. Because see, a job is just that to you. They come and go. You can get another one over and over again. But a career is something you're going to invest in. You're going to put your time and your dedication, your heart and soul into making it happen for you because you see it that way. You have a passion and a zeal and a thirst for it that way. And so that's the difference between a job and a career. See, this is a career industry for me. This is the business model I chose to make happen for myself. And I knew when I got started back in 2007 that I didn't have what it takes to take my business to the place I want to take it to. So I knew I had to keep learning and growing and becoming the person I want to become to get where I want to go in life. And so that's what life is really all about, is trying to become the person you need to become to get where you're trying to go. And so a lot of times we don't understand that, hey, whatever dreams and goals and aspirations you have, you're not that person at this current time to get you where you're trying to go when it comes to your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. But you must become that person through personal development, keep growing and learning and getting yourself there. And that's an inside job, not an outside job when it comes to figuring out what you want to be when you grow up, when it comes to figuring out what type of career, what type of person, what type of man, and what type of woman you want to be in life. That's all from an inside perspective, not an outside perspective. And so a lot of times we take the outside perspective when it's really the inside perspective that we really need to be focusing on. And so when it comes to me getting inside this industry and taking my business to a whole nother level, I knew I wasn't qualified to do that by myself. But I was smart enough to know that I needed to go find someone who could help me to take my business to a whole nother level without me trying to figure it out on my own. And so that's what I did. In 2013, October, November, December, I started searching the internet, which I was already surfing anyway, every day to be the place that I would go look to find the person that would help me take my business to a whole nother level because I didn't have the knowledge or the skills to do it. And so that was the next logical choice for me. And so as I embarked on that journey of first searching and finding the right person who had my best interest at heart, who had the knowledge and the skills needed to help me take my brick and mortar business that didn't have an internet presence whatsoever to get one and to do it in the right way was the challenge I was on and the journey I was on to make that happen. So I found some people that I identified with through their story, through their vibe, through their message, who I followed for quite a while. And the young lady that's helping me take my business and helping me to get internet presence with my business is the young lady I met back in October, November, December of 2013, who's my mentor and coach today. And her name is Yo Steph Perez, and she's the one who allowed me to learn what I need to learn to take my pre-existing business and bring it to the internet through social media platforms and different other platforms that we can use to market ourselves, to bring awareness, to get exposure, to build an audience, to learn how to get the education needed to go with that. Was the missing link. You know, I had the tax preparation skills and knowledge to provide the basic tax preparation services, but that's all I had. And so uh, I had to come to be the person I need to become to take my business to a whole nother level by continue to grow through education and learning experiences and acquiring skills and knowledge that would allow me to take my business to a whole nother level that I couldn't previously do on my own was the challenge, was the journey, was the big picture. And so with me being on the right path to make that happen, I'm working with a couple of people right now that's helping me to do that. I have a young lady that's not even in my industry, but she's been around for 13 years, helping people to build an internet presence with a business of whatever they decide they want to do for themselves by acquiring the knowledge and skills to make it happen. And so I'm also with another person that's helping me take my knowledge and skills to a whole nother level inside my business by learning some things that's directly related to my industry of tax preparation and taxation. So I got two different mentors and coaches that I'm invested in, who I follow, who I learn from, that's helping me to grow my business to a whole nother level than I can ever do on my own. And so that's the importance of mentorship and coaching, is that you want to invest in someone who has a mentorship and coaching program designed to help you to get where you're trying to go. Because if you already believe in your heart and you know in your heart that on your own you don't qualify to get yourself there, um, and the fastest way to make it happen is through mentorship and coaching. And so if you come to believe in that concept, then the next thing you want to do is go out and find someone who can help you take your business and your life to a whole nother level. And that's the fast way to do it. That's the efficient way to do it. That's the smart way to do it. So over the 19 years of being in the industry, 13 as a business owner, the real world experiences that I've experienced by working with real world clients and situations has caused me to implement certain things inside my business to help me to protect me and my business as well as my clients. And that's what you learn from doing uh, that's what you learn from having a tax service and actually doing the work, opposed to uh, actually wanting to have a tax service, but not taking action on making it happen yet. And so when it comes to my ideal client, that's what I've learned through the new education that I'm getting from my mentor and coach. That's helping me take my pre-existing business of tax preparation and bring it to the internet and grow it and get a whole new audience, get a whole new uh, exposure and awareness made from social media platforms and different other platforms where people are already hanging out. You got people already hanging out on Facebook. You got people already on YouTube and LinkedIn and Twitter and Pinterest. They got these social media sites that's already got people hanging out, doing whatever they're doing. And it's all about you deciding what platform you're going to utilize, that you're going to make your primary way of people finding who you are, getting to know who you are through your message, through knowing who your ideal client is. See, once I learned who my ideal client was, then I can craft a message that speaks to that person. And so when you go to my YouTube channel, or if you find my YouTube channel by going to YouTube and you're searching for something similar to what I offer, and you find my videos, then you know through my message that I'm talking to people who looking to start their own tax preparation business. So that's the key to knowing who your ideal client is. So you can craft a message that's going to speak to them directly. So they know that you ain't talking to the florist or the barber or the housekeeper or the janitor worker or the accountant or the bookkeeper, but your message tells people who you're talking to specifically. And so those are things I had to come to learn by finding a mentoring coach who can help me shift my brick and mortar business to an online presence. And so if you don't have the knowledge and the skills needed to take yourself to a specific place in life, then the next best thing you want to do is go out and find that person who can help you make that happen. And that's the way we have to do it in life. Because see, life is all about learning and growing and becoming the person you need to become. That's going to help you get to a certain place in life. And so if you want to become a doctor, then we know you have to go to school, get good grades, apply for medical school, get accepted, and continue to learn and grow and study to become a doctor. You just don't become a doctor because that's something you want to do. You have to pursue that through education. And there's a whole lot of education required to become a doctor, and that's going to vary based on what type of doctor you want to specialize in becoming. And so when it comes to trying to pick a career for yourself or try to pick what type of business you want to start, you have to first have an idea of what that looks like. And so if you decided that, hey, you want your own tax preparation business because either A, you already work in the industry as a tax preparer for a tax firm, and you realize that, hey, I'm not making nowhere near the type of money that I know I can make if I had my own business, then you definitely want to reach out and find someone who you can connect with, who you identify with, who you know, like, and trust through their message that talks about helping you start your own tax preparation business. And it might not be me, and that's fine. I understand that. See, I understand already that my message is not going to gel with everybody. I understand my message and my video is not going to appeal to everybody. See, I understand these things already. And so when it comes to the message I send to clients and the people I work with about this industry, it's not about a refund. Marketing and the industry in general makes it about a refund because that's the message that they want you to identify with, which brings you through the door each and every year. But it's millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people who don't get a refund, so who must file a tax return. So what do we do with those people? If it's a refund business, what do we do with those people who don't get one? So my message is not about a refund. My message is about you having your taxes done accurately and professionally based on your individual situation. And if you happen to get a refund, that's a bonus. And if you don't, uh, that's just living life on life terms on the situation that you had to deal with and being able to understand that your situation didn't result in a refund. It didn't result in an overpayment for whatever the case may be, but it's based on your individual situation and that's it, and that's all. So that's who my ideal client is. It's the person who's looking to get their taxes done accurately and professionally based on their individual situation. And if they get a refund, they happy. And if they don't get a refund, oh well, it happens that way, and that's how life is sometimes. But my message is not about a refund, because see, there's hundreds of thousands of people who don't get a refund every year who still need their tax preparation needs taken care of, and so that's why I don't promote the message of refunds, because it's not about that for me. So I make money from people who need to file individual income taxes, regardless if they get a refund or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's the message that I send to my students and to my clients, that it's not about a refund for me. Because if you don't get a refund, but you need to file these income taxes because you're required to, then I still need to get paid for the service I provided. And so that's why I don't promote refunds, because that's not what it is about for me. The big picture is not about that. You know what I'm saying? That's a marketing strategy that the industry use as a message to the marketplace to get people through the doors year in, year out, because it's a positive, cute message that excites people each and every year who gonna come to file a tax return anyway, because they know they're getting a refund anyway. So when it comes to low income families who have children, they're gonna get a refund anyway. So they're gonna file regardless if the industry promotes refund messages or not. People gonna still come in to file because they already know they got a refund coming based on their prior history of filing returns and where they fall in the income scheme of things. That's how that works. So when it comes to the things I've experienced inside my business, uh, and the things I've learned inside my business, that's because I actually operate my own business. Now, I worked in the industry for 6 years, and I had the privilege of learning and managing a business where I had the opportunity to learn everything I need to know to operate an income tax service. But the experience was totally different than it was when I started my own. And so the experiences that I experienced by having my own tax service were much different than I experienced by managing one. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a big gap in managing somebody else's business opposed to managing and owning your own business. And so when it comes to those things inside of my business, there's a whole lot of things that I didn't like managing someone else's business that I said would never happen in my business. And so that was a learning experience for me that when I started my own tax preparation business, I implemented protocols that would make sure that those things wouldn't happen inside my business that I didn't like happening in someone else's. And to give you a couple of examples of that, it was one of the biggest things that happened year in, year out was the mother of the children would come in to get their taxes done, but the father would come in before them and claim the children before she got there, got the money and ran already, and now she's forced to mail a paper return in for the same kids that she should have been able to file on her own tax return in the first place. But the problem with that was is they had no protocols in place that stopped the father from coming in with certain documentation in order to be able to file the kids over and over again, which was the big problem with that. So I made sure that wouldn't happen when I started my own tax preparation business. Another problem that happened was we had people who was using other people's accounts to have their refunds go to it, and what we're assuming that the information they were given was theirs was the wrong assumption, and we learned the hard way because we had a lot of situations going on where people weren't getting their tax refunds because she was either having her money go to his account or vice versa. They would fall out by the time the refund come in, and now he or she doesn't get their refund, and now they complaining to us. And so those are some of the real world experiences that we had to implement protocols for to stop that. So now when it comes to direct deposit, you must have a voided check or a bank statement with your name on it in order to use that account to have your refund going to it in the first place, which helps alleviate those type of issues going on where you're not getting your refund because now you're using somebody else's account that you should have been using in the first place. So that's how we had to stop that by implementing that protocol. So that's a couple of real world situations that were happening that we had to implement protocols to help alleviate those situations. And so based on just experience and learning and growing inside this industry, uh, how we handle people who were coming in with fraudulent returns, we basically confronted them about it and let them know they had to go somewhere else. We weren't going to do those returns here. Working for the other place I worked for the 6 years, they didn't have a protocol in place like that. And so that was another issue that I didn't like that I had no control over by working for someone else that I was able to do something totally different with when I started my own tax preparation business. So those are a few examples of things I implemented uh, with my own business that I had no control over by working in someone else's business that was vital to my success inside this industry based on the prior experience I had that was negative that was going on inside the industry of working for companies that didn't have protocols in place that was designed to help and protect the client as well as the business owners from any potential legal issues. You know, so when it comes to doing what I do, my mentorship and coaching program is designed to help fast track your success. It's designed to help you get somewhere inside this industry much quicker than you can do on your own without you having to figure it out, without you have to make all the different mistakes you're gonna make just by being in this industry. And so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, uh, if you're familiar with my YouTube channel, The World of Tax Preparation, go subscribe, click the bell notifications. Every time I upload a video, go live, you'll be notified. I left a link where you can click on the link, join my email list, and every time I send out different special offers on the products and services that I have, you'll be getting notification first before they go live to the public. And you'll also get a discount on those products and services that the public will not get. And so those are one of the advantages of joining my email list, is that you get to follow me on this journey as I continue to be in this awesome industry of tax preparation and taxation. And I'll see you in my next video.